Alright guys, we're back out with the drag car after being with the infraction, and we got a brand new body. This is, I think it's a 99 Mustang, something like that. But did it up in the same color of the infraction. Painted the roof. I think it looks sick. I think it looks like a soft top. And then I left the original wing, but I just cut out a little bit on the bottom just for that airflow. And this kind of is like a support. It makes it a little bit more rigid. I added the tethers because if you know, in my previous Mustang I didn't have the tethers and these pins would come out all the time. And then I did a different floating body mount, so now the car will never touch the ground. The front end will absolutely never touch the ground, is because this body post is connected to the hub now. So if you look, well, it's hard to show, but the body will travel different compared to the chassis. It's not on floaters in the rear. I still want the car to squat. And then I also added these sides. So the sides, my hope is, because I've gone through a set of Proline reactions before, from the body flexing and coming in and tapping the tires, cutting a hole into it. So I might have to do some body tuning today, cut the hole a little bit bigger, whatever. But I added these. It really adds a lot of support to this very flimsy, actually, body. Like this body, super flimsy. But I think it turned out sick. Red Monster on the top, blacked out grill, snap-on SRC. I'm calling it slick. I think that's a real good name for it. MIP, NOS, Red Monster again on the back. This body is sick. So today's goal, I haven't even cleaned it from the last run. I got carried away with the infraction. But I'm just going to make a couple hits. My goal today is to just have fun. I'm not trying to hit the top speeds. I just want to have fun and get this body looking right and feeling right. So here's a quick look at the inside. I did put a GoPro mount and a whole bunch of, it's going to be hard to see, but I put the 3M on all the spots that the tires or the body or anything would hit the chassis. Just haven't done these new side holes. I just did them. But should be good to go. Body's looking sick. And then I also added, you know, if you watch the previous videos, I had problems with the rear. I got this from one of the guys at the drag, and it just pushes it out. It's a lot stiffer. And yeah, it's carbon fiber. As well, here's the hub mounts. I don't know if I did this right, to be honest. You can criticize me all you want, but just one screw. It has a little bit of adjustment. I don't care about that. If the body's on it, it's not going to adjust anyways. But so the idea is this is pushing down on the tires the whole time. Should keep it planted. We'll see if it works. If it doesn't, I can always go back to the original mounting holes that I had before. But as you can see, I did not clean this, so we're just gonna make work. And then these are just two very ghetto screws put right through the bottom of the carbon fiber plate that I put on just to push that body out. I'm gonna get these tires cleaned up because I've been rolling around messing with this body and everything. Get them cleaned up, put the WAP on, get out. So if you look at these tires, I haven't even cleaned them, and they have the glitter that came off the body. There's metallic white, there's on point silver on there, and the metallic white kind of like flakes off. Oh, and there's a white base coat under everything to kind of brighten it up. But the metallic white kind of came off, and now it's on my tires, so my tires are kind of shiny. But I haven't heated these up. I literally have done nothing. So before I hopefully don't wreck this body, I'm gonna get a little thumbnail, and then we're going. All right, let's get this thing going. It looks sick. I hope it performs. I'm running super tall gearing right now. I didn't change it. It's 4366, super tall. Get some good heat in those tires. We're gonna squat it down, get it lined up straight. We're gonna run the GPS. I don't really know if we're gonna hit any top speeds or anything. I have it tuned way down. It's the first run of the day. So I think it hit the body on the rear tire. I'm gonna check that out because that's the last thing that I want. It also kind of looks like this was a previous issue from the last time. It wants to kick. I don't know. We'll run it one more time. I'll check these tires, make sure it didn't hit. Which I don't think it did, but I want to be super sure. Also smells like it's burning, actually. That's always a recipe to keep going, right? So I think I can actually turn up the launch as well because it hesitated off the line, which with this super tall gearing is going to happen, but we're gonna try it again. Awesome. The first roll, and that was an aggressive roll too. Oh, that one hurt. That one hurt. Well, we're gonna take it out. We're going to assess it and see why it's just not doing what I want it to do. So looking at the tires right off the bat, we are getting a little bit of scraping from that body. You can definitely tell on this left side here, all of those little notches is all the body hitting, and I do not want that. So I'm going to trim up the fenders and hopefully it won't be doing that anymore. The gearing is just way too high right now, so I'm going to take that out, probably go down to like a 34 and 66. Then I'm also going to take some spring weight out of the rear because it's just uncontrollable right now. It doesn't have that squat to really set it down. So I'm going to take spring weight out. I'm going to swap, actually that looks loose. I'm going to swap this way down and we'll get back out. All right, let's get this thing back out. All I did, it's on a 34 now. Trim the fenders just to open it up a little bit so hopefully I don't shake and hit these tires. And then I dropped a whole bunch of spring weight. And actually one of my shocks was loose, so it's a good thing I checked all that. But let's go make a hit. Hopefully, you know, with this 34, I didn't adjust any tuning in my radio, so I kind of expect it to be rowdy. But the car is a lot easier to handle on that burnout now. So that's promising. Not gonna run the GPS, I'm just gonna make a hit. This is for fun today. Yeah, okay. It did okay. It is going right. Not a ton of traction. Huh. Not a ton of traction. But it's going right. So what I'm thinking, it was going right before actually. And could be the wheelie bar, could be a whole bunch of things. But I'm gonna add some weight to the right side, so hopefully it pushes it. But we'll see what this hit does. If it goes right again, then I know to add weight back into the right shock. And it didn't. So there we go. I think we're on to something already. Yeah, there's just no traction. The body is floating. Huh. So I'll get that sorted out. I'm gonna cool the car off and then kind of just turn it up, see what it'll do. So actually, the only thing I don't like about this new body is the 6 clips that I have to deal with. Taking this body off and putting it on, kind of annoying now, not gonna lie. But if it saves tires, then it's worth it, because tires can be expensive. So there we go. But yeah, the body's performing. The only thing I don't like is it's super flimsy. Like it's very lightweight, which I don't love, because if you compare it to the Stingray, this thing is solid, but it has a ton of carbon fiber bracing in there. We might run this body today, but it depends how fast we get. If we get a lot faster, I might do some swapping over and run that body. I just got to drill some new holes for this mount and the sides. But if this one works, that one should work. And if we're lacking downforce on the Mustang, that one will bring it because of the massive carbon fiber wing and all that weight. So we'll see. I don't love that there's not a ton of traction in this thing. Like it kind of just wants to lift the back end almost and float it around, especially on decel. So I got to kind of figure that out, but it's working right now. I'll get it cooled off and we'll make another hit. So what I'm going to do for this next run is I want to figure out some stuff with this body, and that's why I put that GoPro mount in there. I'm going to mount the GoPro for this run and see. I do kind of have a theory of what's going on. All of my other bodies are completely cut out on the end. All of this is kind of like an air brake, so the air pushes. I think it's actually hitting that back. What happens is it hits this back and it's kind of popping it up. I think that's what's going on, so I think it's body adjustment, but I don't want to get rid of that because that stiffens up the body that's already super flimsy. There's carbon fiber rod that I can add, I just don't have any right now. So I'm going to mount the GoPro in this run and we'll take a look at what the suspension and what these tires are doing. All right, that run actually wasn't terrible until I went off into the grass, but that was my own doing. The battery is still at 4 volts per cell. Obviously, we're not charging it. We're not doing that whole ordeal. I don't have a ton of time today, but I can get this thing. Get it blown off. I'm also going to swap out my Proline reactions and I'm going to go to the drag works now because these, well, they've been heating up in the sun, which is nice. They're fully coated with Get Stuck, so ideally these guys should run a hell of a lot faster. But like I said, I'm not trying to go for crazy speed today. I'm just trying to have fun. And that nut was loose. Good thing I checked that. But we'll swap these guys on. The car is definitely due for a nice good clean, because look at that. But I'll get it going. I'm gonna swap these tires over, let it cool down, make another hit. I actually was dumb, and when I put the mount on the body, my GoPro was hitting the battery, so I had to go full-on chassis mount. So hopefully that looks good, but you guys be the judge and you guys tell me if it looked good. I hope so. But get these swapped over, probably turn it up a little bit because it's handling it pretty fine. The weather is super nice out, so the temperature is right for it to go fast. All I need is for it to just like what I'm doing to it. Okay, DragWorks yellow dots on the car, turned it up a little bit. These tires are much crazier than the Proline reactions that I usually run. The nice thing about running this low gearing is the car is not that hot. Woo, she's already. Already way stickier. We'll see what it hits. I'm not gonna run GPS. Just want to see if it does something cool. Oh, come on, into the grass. Maybe I should have ran the GPS because that launch was really good. But the thing about the low gearing, there's just no top end to it. like nothing at all almost. All right, so yeah, it was much faster. It wanted to ripple the tires. I am kind of noticing it's gonna be super hard to see, but there's a turnbuckle that looks like it's loose because it's shaking quite a bit. But I'm gonna make another hit. I'm not too concerned about it. The car does want to drive right for some reason, but whatever. Let's see what it does. Man, I love the sound of these tires. Oh, and it hit something. I feel like it hit a thermal limit because it's going 50%. Now, the last video, if you guys haven't seen, which thank you very much for the last video, is the most... Okay. It was the best video on the channel so far, and we popped the ESC to the infraction, so I really don't want that to happen again. I popped a ton of ESCs now, and we're gonna take it easy on this car. So get it open, get it cooled off, see what's going on with it, and yeah, just wants to drive right for some reason, but it's not that hot. So what we'll do is we'll check the battery voltage. 3.96. It's got like 2 more runs. I don't have a million minutes or hours or whatever to do this all day long, but low voltage detection is off right now, so we'll just see if we can cool it down. Woo! Yeah, motor's hot. Ow. Car all cooled off. I am gonna turn it up just a little bit. Turn my high up to maybe 5 in my launch because these tires will take it at 75. 75 might be pushing it, but for this low gearing, it might be able to take it. So I'm gonna get this body on. Like I said, 1 or 2 more hits. Really, my only goal today is just to test out the body and make sure that it works, and it is. So I'm kind of running out of time, but make a couple more because why not? Okay, here we go. Got the GPS going on this one. I did turn the car up, and we're gonna see what it'll do today. Make sure she's squatted. Here we go. So we are running kind of a higher up top tune to alleviate some of that kind of downward slope on our graph. If we were to look at a graph with this gearing, it's gonna go up really hard and then it's gonna kind of level out. This gearing just does not have a top end, which I personally really like. I don't necessarily focus on the front half, which I know is where you gain a lot of speed, but I like seeing that car just put on like a train and just haul down track. So I like that. Not a fan of the small gearing, but see what it does anyways. So other than the flip at the end, that was a really nice run. That was really, really good. I can probably put a little bit more launch into it. Again, with this smaller gearing, you have so much more room to play on that bottom end. But I tuned the top end, so it alleviated some of that just bad graph. So that's nice to see. I'm gonna make 1 more hit before this battery dies, then I'm out of here. We'll see what she hit though. Ah, 2.6. Wow. You know what? That's actually, I'm super surprised that it hit that. So maybe this small gearing, everything I just said, scrap that. But yeah, I'm gonna adjust the launch. I'm gonna get more launch into it. I'm not gonna go crazy because these tires are kind of on the limit with this track. The temperature is pretty much perfect right now to do this, but we're also gonna up that top end just a little bit. We're just gonna try and force just a small amount into it, and we'll see what it does. Cool it off, get stuck on the tires. 1 more hit. If we can beat 2.6 on that, I'm happy. 2.6 is way faster than I even wanted to go today, so I'm super happy. All right, back out. Last hit. Last hit. Ton of heat in the tires. I want a ton of heat in the tires. I just put that conditioner on, so I want the heat to soak that conditioner up into the tires and open up those pores. This track, it's actually fairly sticky at the moment. So run a GPS again. I turned it up about 3 clicks on everything. Fingers crossed, but I'm happy with the last, so I won't be disappointed. I just want you to go straight, car. Let's go. And it didn't. So that right there is too much launch. I didn't let the conditioner set enough. So what I'm gonna do is, the car is still fine. I'm gonna make one more hit. I'm gonna turn that launch down 2 notches. I turned it up 3, I'm gonna turn it down 2. I'm gonna heat the tires up again. Tires are nice and hot. I'm actually gonna go a little bit more because I didn't feel that car pull. Now it's pulling. It wants to go. There we go. Now this should be set. I basically just have the top end tuned up now. So I'll hit another drag. Okay, GPS is set. We'll see what this launch does with hotter tires and less launch. That was nice. That was really nice. That's exactly what I wanted to hear from those tires, is when it hooks up, you can hear that tire wrinkle. I really wanted that. So that's good. You know what? I'm happy. That was my last run. 2.6 is pretty damn good. I don't want to really mark up this body anymore. It's brand new. It sucks that it's taken few tumbles today, but that's it. All right, I'm gonna send it off on that note. I have an idea for another video that actually kind of came from this. I want to kind of provide the information for the new guys getting into drag that could make a car like this go faster. There's a lot of stuff that you got to think about and a lot of stuff that people have told me. I feel like that could help a lot of people, so I might put a new series on the channel, kind of like a speed secrets about drag. But that's it. The body looks so sick. I'm super happy with how this turned out. With the soft top, I think is just dope. And it works well. The floater, I was unsure about it, but it works well. I'm gonna send my car off on this rubber that somebody was drifting around. Do a little burnout. I love that sound. You just hear those tires. Yeah. Thanks guys. Make sure you're subscribed. Car is going to be back out, the infraction's coming back, the X-Max, I want to get into crawling, whole bunch of stuff. So make sure you're subscribed, like, comment, everything. Let me know what you think about this body. Let me know what you think about the new idea for some videos. And yeah, thanks for watching guys.